Welcome to The Source with your host, Dr. C.T. Curry, and co-host Kobe Owens. News all across the nation. The Source. Stay in the loop in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Work together for change in the community. A call to action to find the resources. The Source, the latest in news.
Good evening, this is Dr. Curry, and normally you have Kobe Owens with me, but Kobe is stuck in Atlanta airport, which is a norm for those who travel through air, but he's stuck in the airport, and I wanted to make sure we still brought you the show because we have some exciting things we're trying to do, and I do not want to interrupt the flow of our broadcast or of our time together. Today I want to do a little different format. I'm going to first give you some of the updates as it relates to the crime in the city, as well as some of the other things that would be happening in and around the city. Normally I share that with Kobe, but instead of the Kobe Corner, I just celebrated a birthday this week, and I have my daughter who stopped by today, and she's going to be on with me for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to end our time together with one of the greatest state representatives that we've had in what I would call Wilmington's and Delaware's history, and that's with State Representative Stephanie Bolden. So I want you to stay tuned for the whole time that we're going to be together, because it's going to be a great show, even though we don't have our co-producer, which is Kobe Owens. First, let me start with talking a little bit about the city. This week, we had two shootings. I'm not sure I should say two. We had four shootings, but it was really one shooting that ended up leading for four people who got wounded in that. None of them were killed. They all are doing well. But it's something that I often talk about, and I think that the city has done a phenomenal job. The police department have done a phenomenal job with policing, being a part of the community, doing some things that will help this community grow and flow. But we have to take some responsibility upon ourselves to make sure that we are watching, and not only we are watching, but we are being careful with how our anger explodes. Now, when I was looking at the situation that happened on Tuesday, and it was somewhere in the, I believe it was in the Pine Street area of the city, where Spruce, shall I say, it was on the Spruce Street area of the city where four people were shot. And as I was looking at the various coverage of that, I was very concerned that people have been complaining about a certain residents in that community, and they have not really been closed down or have not really been addressed appropriately. I hope that now that something has occurred, no one lost their lives, and I'm very grateful for that, that will begin to be, I should say, looked at. And people will be able to see that, we have to deal with this. We have to shut people down. We have to shut houses down, rental properties down. That is just becoming a nuisance to our community. People should be able to live safe. And because one of my most favorite communities live right across the street from where this shooting happened, which is the seniors, because everyone who knows me know I'm a very strong supporter of our senior community. I think we really need to pay close attention because the bullets went flying, and even one hit the residence where the seniors are residing. So I hope and trust that we will be able to talk to various people, and the police department put enough complaints in that L&I can close down the house that is considered to be a nuisance in that community, and that we'll be able to have a safe and a very successful summer. We have done well by avoiding some of the shootings that occurred like years prior, where every day we have 2 and 3 shootings. This time we really have been doing very well in the city of Wilmington of not having a lot of shootings, and that the police have really gotten in and they are becoming a part of our community. We understand some things may have gone astray with some other things that happened, but for the most part, crime is being solved. The police department is in the community. I feel that we're on the right track, and I don't want to allow these type of things to happen. 4 shootings in one setting to really start to damper the true spirit of where we are as Wilmingtonians at this time. Another thing I want to share is something happened. It may not have been in the city, but it was, in New Castle County, where 2 teens were stabbed in their home housing development. And that kind of troubled me as well, because I just don't understand why we have to always resort to violence whenever we're angry with each other. And I think that's something that we want to make sure that we are paying close attention to, and that we are really trying to make sure that we are not allowing to occur in our community. And that is to just let our anger get the best of us, and we are just stabbing. And these are teens who are upset with each other, and they decided the best thing to do is to stab. And the way the report is really coming out, the two teens who were stabbed, both of them were stabbed in their back. So I don't know whether they were running away from the scene or whether or not what happened. But what I do know is that this violence that occurred, it occurred out of an anger moment. And I want to make sure that we are paying close attention to that. Give you two updates. Again, I don't have Kobe to bounce stuff off of, so I'm just giving you the updates today, and we hope and trust that you will be able to continue to look and investigate on your own to find some of the things that happened. But I want to give you two updates. The suspect for the July 6th shooting that occurred right in Wilmington, there's a man who is behind bars for that. I give kudos to the police department, because they are solving the crimes of our community. And I think people are starting to notice that you can't just shoot someone, or you can't just violate someone and get away with it anymore. Those days are totally off. And since those days are off now, we want to make sure that it continues. So we do have someone who was arrested for the July 6th shooting. And also the juvenile was charged this week for the July 12th shooting that occurred in the city of Wilmington. So there are two arrests that have been made for those who have committed some violent acts in our city. And this is why I'm continuously saying we're on the right track. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. The police department is doing what they are supposed to be doing. And I hope and trust that you don't feel that you're just being violated and people are just allowing it to happen. With the help of this administration, this mayor, we were able to really see some true significant changing and shifting as it relates to the violence in our city. But you know, I understand it is not violent free, but I'm grateful to God that we have reduced it to a high level. And not only have we reduced it, but they're solving those crimes that had occurred that we may not have had in the front end of it. So I hope and trust that that will be something that you can really be proud of here in Wilmington, that we are living good. At one time they called us Murder USA City, but in actuality, that wasn't true then, but we're now down way more. And compared to some cities that neighbors us, we are down extremely low, and I'm very grateful for that. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is a few little politic things. Many of you have heard that the person who handles the press conferences for the President of the United States has decided to resign, and she's going to spend time with her child. And I just want to give you something to think about. You know, when the president was removed off of a plane that was supposed to get blown up, him to be in, you all know what was going on with that Secret Service situation. The president took a few people off the plane with him and allowed the plane to still go. Thank God nothing happened. But she happened to be one of the individuals who were on that plane. Could it be that maybe she decided, yes, I want to spend more time with my child who she's just given birth to, but also she began to think about, you know, the president would dare put my life in that situation. It just proved he doesn't care about anybody but himself. But he did take one of the young little secretaries who works for him very closely. And there's a lot of comments that he made that were very close. And there are some rumors that maybe something is going on. But the reality of it is he did take that person with him and left her and the whole press corps and some important officials on that plane that the Secret Service thought was going to be blown up. So there's so much going on in the politics right now. But when I saw that she was leaving, why would she be leaving? She's his greatest defender. She's ready. She always have an answer for everything that is happening as it relates to the president and in his White House. And then out of nowhere, she's given a 2-week notice. I'm out of here. I think she had a reflective moment. I don't know what you may be thinking, but I think she had a reflective moment. And when she had that reflective moment, she said, you know what? I have 2 children and they need me. And if the president will allow me to stay on a plane that he was told that may get blown up, and he took off certain people that he valued, and I was not one of the ones, then maybe I need to reconsider my career options. And I think that's what happened. But I don't know. I don't have any facts on that. So please don't take that as the gospel, but take that from the fact of me just sitting back thinking, what in the world is going on with that White House? Midterms is upon us. And Kobe's not here again, but we usually deal with this whole midterm thing. And I ask him the question, and the question always is, do you think that we are going to do well with this midterms, talking about the Democrats over the Republicans? And I think day by day it's beginning to become even more clearer that, yes, not only are we going to take back the House, but I believe we are going to be able to take the Senate. There's some things happening in Texas. There's some things happening in North Carolina that we need to pay close attention to. And the more the president of the United States get involved in the politics, the greater our chances are. I hope and trust that the Democratic Party will find a place and a space to reconcile their differences. I'm very glad by what happened in Wisconsin, how they decided, you know what, one person lost, the other person won, but they came together because they have an ultimate goal, and that is to defeat Donald Trump, to make sure he's held accountable, but also to ensure that some of the things that we need, who are regular citizens, are met. So I'm very grateful for that. If there's some things I may have missed today, I want to apologize for that, but I just wanted to make sure that I continue to do a show, even though Kobe was tied up in the airport. And I wish that we had the kind of money where we can just stream live from where he is in the airport, and we'll be able to have a full show. But regardless of him not being able to be here, we do have a good show for you, because I do have my daughter who stopped by. She was on her way somewhere else, but she decided to stop by, and I asked her if she would join us and talk a little bit about the little birthday surprise they gave me, and I thought it was a great opportunity. And then I also have, again, State Representative Stephanie Bolden, who I think is just phenomenal, have been a champion. I call her the trendsetter, trailblazer, and torchbearer of excellence in every field that she endeavors. So I'm looking forward to having this conversation with her shortly. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
Join us for an exciting week of Summer Sizzle, beginning the week of August 24th. On Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m., experience dynamic preaching from Dr. Marcus Cosby.
Witness testimony that the Lord rose from the grave. And there are some eyewitness testimonies in here who know that the Lord has healed, has delivered, has provided, has restored, has set free, has given you peace, has given you joy. And I need 6 people in here to go ahead and get happy. I'll make number 7 because you understand you don't deserve it, but you got it anyway, Joe.
Then, on Wednesday and Thursday at 7 p.m., we're honored to welcome Dr. William Curtis, who will bring another powerful word you won't want to miss.
You are. How many of you can testify you wouldn't appreciate the word of God if you didn't have to read it while you were struggling, while you were trying to make your way? Can anybody in here celebrate a God who says, I'm not going to explain how quick you're going to get to complete because you got to love me in the middle space called incomplete?
On Friday, enjoy great food and fellowship at our community fish fry, featuring delicious fish, homemade sides, and desserts, served from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pre-order your plate today. On Saturday at 8 a.m., join us for the Steps of Love Memorial Walk, as we walk together in remembrance, reflection, and hope. We'll wrap up the week on Sunday at 10 a.m. with an uplifting community gospel concert, celebrating faith through the power of music. Bring your family, invite your friends, and be part of this unforgettable week of worship, fellowship, and community. We can't wait to celebrate with you.
And we're back. Well, the joy of my life is here right now, and I am so always grateful as her father to bring her on whenever she wants to. She doesn't want to be here today, but she loves her father so much. She says, only if you want me to. But Ashley, I'm so grateful that you're with me today, and I'm so glad to have you with me today because I'm always glad. So how are you feeling today? You're always feeling nervous. You got to speak up because they got to be able to hear you.
Good.
Good, okay. Ashley, my heart was warmed when you gave me a phone call and you said, Daddy, what time are you coming home? I want to fix you dinner for your birthday. And I started laughing because Ashley doesn't cook at all too much. I know you know how to, I'm sure, because your mom...
I do. I just don't.
Because it's easier for you to let your mom do everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, you when you said that to me, I came home too. I think I was like 5 or 10 minutes late because I said I'll be home by a certain time. And I walked in there and I smelled some good food. Let's start off by telling us, what did you cook?
So we had steak, asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, peach cobbler,
Yeah.
sweet yams, sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, yeah. It's a shame because if you don't even know the names of them, how did you cook them all? And what made you choose that menu?
Because I know you like them.
Oh, okay. So tell me the process. Now I know your mom probably, did she help you through that?
Yeah.
How did she help you?
She just told me what ingredients and how much, and then she made me do everything else.
Okay, that's good. So it means you really did cook it then.
Yeah.
All right, so the yams were exceptionally good. Do you remember any of the ingredients in the yams?
Lots of sugar.
Oh, that's probably why my head probably is hurting because you had lots of sugar. And is there anything else you put in it?
So basically, we had them in the oven for like an hour to get soft, and then we took them out and then we peeled them, and I cut them into like 5 slices each, and then I cut those slices into half, and then we poured it into another bowl, and then we started a pot and we poured orange juice into it, and we also put like 2 cups of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, vanilla abstract, and something else. And then we poured the hot mixture, and we poured the sugar into the pot with the orange juice, and then we mixed it up. And then once it got really hot, we put it into the thing with the yams, and then we put it back in the oven.
Oh, so you made a I guess you would call it a stew. Cause the sugar, the brown sugar, the vanilla. Did you use vanilla too?
Not actual vanilla. Like we used vanilla abstract.
Abstract. Okay, that's okay. And you did the orange juice that came to a boil. It thickened, I'm sure, and then you poured that over the yams.
Yes.
Well, y'all did a very good job because it was just absolutely great. But let me talk a little bit about the steak. Tell us a little bit about that steak, because I was like, oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be hard because Ashley is not really a cook, but it was exceptionally tender. So how did you do your steak?
So we thawed it, and after that we poured like 5 different seasonings into a bag, and then just threw that in, and then we mixed lemon in it, and so we mix lemon with those seasonings, and then you put the steak in the bag and get the seasonings all over it, and then we just let that sit for a bit. And then after that, we poured it into a separate cup, and we used the leftover lemon juice and let it simmered in that for a bit. And then we also put chicken broth into it. And then we just let that sit and put it in the oven. And that's all we did.
Wow, for you to remember means you really did do it. All I'm doing is making sure you really did, because it was so good. It was really good. And you know, sometimes parents, they say,
Did you doubt me?
Yes, ma'am. I should not have, because everything that you set your hands to, you do exceptionally well. But when you said that you wanted me to come home, I thought Mommy was going to make it and just tell you to go relax somewhere. But you really did put your sweat to it.
No, she made me do everything.
She made you do everything.
Other than like the peeling of stuff, and when we had to put the chicken in the hot oil, she did that one, because I was too scared that the oil was gonna jump at me and burn me.
Well, that excellent. And then the last thing you kind of cooked was the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli, and some people boil theirs. You know, I like mine baked with seasonings and stuff on it. How did you know I really like mine roasted?
Well, that's how we usually make it, and I know both of us like it, because you eat it every time you come home and Mommy makes it for you. And Mommy kind of helped me learn what vegetables you like, and she said you liked Brussels sprouts, and so me and Mommy were going, like, not really fighting, but we were bickering over which one we should get. I wanted to get asparagus, and she was like, Daddy likes Brussels sprouts, and I was like, well, which one does he like better? And she was like, he kind of likes them the same, and I was like, which one does he like better? So we tried to get Brussels sprouts, but they ended up mostly rotten. Yeah. So we had to use mainly asparagus and broccoli, and so we just we washed them in like water and vinegar, and we poured something else over it. I kind of forgot what that other thing was. Okay. But we used that to wash.
Olive oil, maybe?
No, because it was first just us cleaning it.
Okay.
Oh, we put baking soda.
Oh, yeah, to clean it. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then we let it simmer in that for a bit, and then I put it in our thing that helps dry it really fast. And so we did that to clean it. And then Mommy got a pan out, and we put all the vegetables over that, and then we put olive oil, green goddess, seasoning, salt and pepper over it, and we just mixed it up with washed hands, obviously. We mixed the seasoning over top of it, and then we just put it in the oven.
Excellent. Well, you know, you're giving some people some tips, and some of the home tips, because there's some things that how you cooked it, and it was excellent. It was excellent. And you know, Daddy will tell you the truth. I was really impressed with it, and I was going to ask you to share the experience of what happened with the Brussels sprouts. You said, because don't say the name of the store, because you don't want any stores to get bad. But you all, not only did you wash the vegetables, but you also went through them and saw that several of them were not good, so y'all decided to toss them.
Yeah, so Mommy taught me how she usually cuts Brussels sprouts, and she tends to cut the ends off and then cut it in half. But when we kept on cutting them in half, we cut 3 and they were perfectly fine. The rest we kept on cutting in half. The middle of it was like brown and black. Ooh. And we were like, I was like, I don't think that's supposed to happen. And then we just kept on cutting them, and more kept on coming out like black. And Mommy was like, okay, these are rotten. We need to throw them out. Yeah. So we only got like 3 Brussels sprouts out the whole bag. Oh,
wow. Well, I'm grateful that you all take the precautions to ensure that we have a healthy meal. But then after you did all of that cooking in the kitchen, I'm sure your fur baby was getting on your nerve a little bit, because they like your attention, meaning not Kendall but Kirby.
Both of them were getting on our nerves.
Oh, both of them?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Also, you forgot about the peach cobbler. Did you like that?
Oh, I brought it into the staff today, and they have been sharing how excellent it is. You must have put a lot of sugar in that one too. Or did you?
Not as much as the, not as much.
Well, what did you put in your peach cobbler?
Oh, goodness. So we had mango juice, a bit of sugar, and we also mixed a lot of sugar in the crust, actually. So that's mainly where all the sugar went, was in the crust. But in the actual, juice, it was, just lemon, peaches, and mangoes.
Excellent.
mango juice.
Excellent.
for it.
Yeah, and it was good. You know, I can't eat all of that. I'll have sugar diabetes if I ate all of it. So I brought it into the staff so they could enjoy it. And it is really good. I had some this morning because I was supposed to eat breakfast and forgot. And when the show was getting ready to be recorded, so I decided to go ahead and grab me some of that again because I really, really enjoyed it. Well, after that was finished, you worked hard in the kitchen. Your kitchen was clean. Everything was ready to move forward. And then y'all decided you didn't want me to go upstairs to my favorite spot. Let's play some games. Or who decided that?
Mommy.
Oh.
She actually decided that already before you went home. She wanted to do that right after I finished cooking the food, and I was already tired. I wanted to sit down, but she wanted to play a game. So I somehow distracted her from playing the game until you got home, and then she remembered about the game and then brought it back up.
Oh, and then, so therefore I could not say no. I'm thinking it was something you wanted to do. So it's like, no, because she loves to play games. What game were we playing?
Bible trivia.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting how some of the basic things we kind of forgot?
Yeah.
Because I was watching you, and there's some things, and then it opened it up for further discussion in a lot of areas too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, back to the dogs
okay.
bothering us. So both of them were just being bad on not doing what they usually do. Mm-hmm. Kirby, he pooped on the floor.
No.
Yes. So we were mid-cooking, and he pooped on the floor. Kendall peed all the way on the floor, and she peed halfway under her fake wood. So we had to flip the wood completely over and mop under there. So they just held us back.
The life and happenings in the Curry house. For those of you who think that your house is chaotic, well, join the party, right? Because they wanted your attention. They didn't, because normally if mommy's cooking, you can play with them. But in this time, you were busy, so they wanted your attention. Like little kids, they just wanted your attention, so they'd start doing naughty things. And I don't know.
Yeah. Kendall, she stayed out the kitchen for some reason, so I was shocked by that. Kirby, he kept on like climbing on the couch and putting his head on the ledge above the sink so he could see us.
In the sunroom?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he was just crying and having a fit.
Because he's probably not used to seeing you in the kitchen. So to see you in the kitchen, he's probably like, I need to be a part of this situation.
I love how I'm just being like, you're telling everyone how much I don't do.
You do a whole lot, but no, you do your job. And what is your job in our house? School.
Education.
Thank you. And are you doing your job?
Yeah.
As long as
but
you do.
I have been cleaning as of recent.
Yes, you have. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. But the whole goal with me as your father and the father of the home is that you do well. If you do your part, and that's in education, making sure that you take care of your classes and you have been, you get tired of me saying this all the time. And I got to say it because that's who I am. And
no, you don't.
I'm going to say it. A straight A student for 45 straight consecutive marking periods.
I thought you were about to say 45 years, and I was I'm not even that old.
No. And you're doing your job, and as long as you're doing your job, you do a whole lot, and that's all I really care. You never hear me pressuring you to even get A's. I just pressure you to do your very best. And I never pressure you to be in any of the athletic things that you're in. We don't talk about that, and we don't get a chance. A lot of people watching you today, they have not seen you in a while because we don't allow you to be in public as much. But we are very proud of all the things that you're doing. It's one more thing I wanted to grab before I let you go, and that is you cooked this long dinner, big dinner. It was scrumptious. You gave me the best dessert. You made me step and play trivia, Bible trivia, and then you says, Daddy, where do you want to go to your favorite? Do you want to go out? I mean, not do you. Which are your favorite restaurants do you want to go to for Sunday so that you want to continue my birthday? So I thought that was the big birthday gift. But now you're taking me out to dinner.
Well, the dinner plan was always in the original plan, but Mommy and me thought it would be better to do something on your actual birthday too. So, yeah.
So some people will say, well, I don't spend the money on the meal. Now let me just go ahead and cancel out the other thing. But you're persistent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm appreciative. And we're going out on Sunday. You and I, Mommy have somewhere else to go. So it's just going to be daddy and daughter. We used to have daddy and daughter days all the time. And we're going to go out and eat. And we're going to do it on your money. So I'm going to make sure I eat as much as I can.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm going to make sure that I order the most expensive thing on the menu so that I can break your bank. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think. But I definitely am very grateful.
It will, because this is the last money I have left.
That's the last money you have left. Oh, wow. Well, that's all right. And it's just like our walk with the Lord. When we run out of our resources, our Heavenly Father has more for us.
Hey, we got my birthday coming up soon enough. So once we hit December, that's when the influx of money will come back in.
Well, I'm appreciative that you would even take time to be with me today. I know you do not like to be on the cameras, but you did exceptionally well. Thank you for the birthday gift. Thank you to all of you. On August the 11th, I had the opportunity of celebrating 58 years on this planet, and I am and I'm very grateful that God has blessed me with the family that He's blessed me with the church family that He's blessed me with, the friends that He's blessed me with, and I am just grateful. And as I always say, Ashley, you're the apple of my eye, the sunshine. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for being with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, let me tell you, we have in the house State Representative Stephanie Bolden. I remember when she first ran and how she went against the odds and won. And since then, she's been running and doing exceptionally well in various areas of her office, whether it be the education area, whether it be the housing area, and even her seat on the Joint Finance Committee has been so effective. And I want to make sure that when we get finished with this conversation today, that you all will know that we got the representative of representatives in the State House down in Dover. I'll be right back. God bless.
Join us live for our weekly worship. On Facebook and YouTube.
Well, Pastor, I'm doing the best I can, but I still gotta have a little Chardonnay, and I still gotta have a little this, and I gotta still sneak around. The devil is a liar. That's an excuse.
Wilmington's most exciting church.
Home. It's the place where we go to feel secure, safe, and loved. But for thousands of youth living on the streets, there's no such thing as home. Out here, it's a predatory world that can destroy lives forever. At Covenant House, we give at-risk youth a place to go where they feel safe, supported, and people care about their future. A place to call home. To help or get help, go to safeplacetosleep.org.
Hi, I'm State Representative Stephanie T. Bolden, representing the 2nd Representative District for the City of Wilmington. And I'm asking for your support on September 15th for the upcoming primary. Please remember that all the work I've done throughout the years has reflected the needs of the people. I feel personally that politics should not be self-serving, but it should be for the needs of the people, and which I have demonstrated over the years. So please come out on September 15th, find out where your polling place is, and vote for Stephanie T. Bolden, State Representative, 2nd District. For further information, you may dial my phone at 428-1269, area code 302. Thank you.
And we're back. Well, listen, it is an honor and a privilege. I've known you my 20 years of being pastor of E. Zion Fair. And honestly, even, and I don't want to bring up old, but even when you weren't a state representative, but you was just a voice in the community, you have always been committed to the citizens of Wilmington, and I am very much on your bandwagon.
Thank you.
If you did nothing in the world for me, you did enough for this community for me to stand strong and resolute with you, and I'm grateful for that. Today, we celebrate a birthday. Now, I just got off the air with my daughter about mine. Of all the things I knew about you, I did not know that you were a Leo too.
Yes.
Now, some of the church people are going to get upset with me right now. I'm a Leo. Why are you talking about those zodiac signs? And listen, I see where your hard work and your go-get-it spirit is coming from.
That's why we're so much alike.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And to you.
Thank you.
And what
Thank
a
you.
great birthday gift that your daughter did. And how great. I'm just so elated in seeing her now, having grown up, going to be 16 years old soon.
Yes. And she gave me where she wants to have her sweet 16, and I need to take a loan out. You got some money? But yeah, she's a great person, a great child, straight A student, doing very well. She's in volleyball. I don't want to talk about her right now. I want to talk about you.
Okay.
So let me just jump over to just talking to you. Beyond the birthday and beyond the fact that you are a wonderful Leo, you're also my sister.
That's right.
In Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and me being a member of Omega Psi Phi. I often like to talk about that because a lot of your servitude is birthed out of your sorority, because that's what they do. That's who they are. That's what they developed you to be. A lot of the skills you had, but they helped to perfect them. And I always like to bring them. Some people don't like Greek letter organizations. I'm a strong supporter of them because they bring out of us some of the things that we are. But State Representative Bolden, I could not fathom anybody running against you, but it is what it is. I just want to start off by just talking about you so the community will know. First, how do you find the energy? You're everywhere. I mean, help me.
I just love what I do. And my father, as I think I mentioned to you sometime before, my mother died at 40 years old, and I was 5 years old when she passed. So my father raised me, and he was in his 60s when I was born, okay? So, and everything he did was commutable. For the kids in the community, if he took me somewhere, he took the neighbors' kids and everywhere else. And we were a community of neighbors, etc. So having grown from that, and I felt like I was the only child because my brothers and sisters were old enough to be my parents. And from working and doing those kinds of things, it just instilled in me. And then I have a very strong church background.
Yes.
And I do what I feel God has given me the abilities to do, but it's just something natural. I don't know what, and I said, maybe God just hasn't finished working through me yet, but everywhere I've lived, I've always been involved with the youth or community. I established a graduation program when I lived in Bermuda. I taught in D.C. at Dunbar. I also taught in Boston, where I was high school. I taught at OIC in Boston.
Yeah.
I taught at Roxbury Community College.
Yeah.
So I've always been in education, and here at Christiana High School when I was teaching, I always made sure that the first day of school, I sat down with the kids and I talked about myself, and I let them talk about themselves so that we were able to build that camaraderie and trust in each other. And I never had any problems with my students.
Yeah.
But it's been that giving back. Funny thing is my dad had what was called the East Side Liberty Band. And all my girlfriends, when we were young and everything like that, we always had to bring water because they always met at our house. And when the band would play, we would all hide because they couldn't keep one tune together at all. They were all old people, but they were always recognized. They got a big applause and everything coming through. He's a member of the Elves and everything. So I think that was there. And having lost my mom so young, I had a lot of surrogate mothers from my girlfriends, and it just instilled a lot in me. And I always want to get back. And I still live in the community I grew up in.
Yes, I see that. And I was going to say, you know, and it's kind of leading into one of the things I want you to talk a little bit about is the education commitment that you have to education. You didn't say anything about Lincoln University because that's where many of us knew of you from, how you implanted in those young people's lives about the quality of life while you were serving at Lincoln. And you also are a graduate of Delaware State and a daughter of the Wilmington's school system. So this is just, you're homegrown. But let's talk a little bit about your contributions to the education side of the house.
Well, first of all, I did the Inspire program for Delaware State, and that is tuition. First, it was 3 years tuition for any kid that has a 2.70, 2.75 cum, and that's coming right out of high school if they're going to college. So, and then this past year, I put in funding. We were able to get an additional year. So now it's a 4-year scholarship for tuition, and it's been numerous people that's received it.
And can I just add to that? We have 3 young people from our congregation who are on that Aspire Scholarship, and this extra year is going to help them, but you have one who left this year and is going to be there, so it's working.
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, I'm so elated, and Dr. Allen at graduation did have all the Inspire kids stand up and applaud, and we were on stage, and he introduced us and said, you know, this is the person that got this through.
Amen.
So that, and I do the Burton Phelan Memorial Scholarship, which is a scholarship for matriculating college students that go to HBCUs, and that is $1,000 or more depending on how much we raise for a sophomore, junior, senior, and they get it for all 3 years that they're there and maintain a 2.50 cum.
Excellent.
Yeah, so, and you know, I love teaching. I go back when I can to substitute, and it's high school. I love my high school kids. They said, how do you teach high school? I said, no, I love high school because you can relate to them, and I always feel they're the ones that are left out sometimes with the programming that goes in middle school and elementary, but they forget these are the sisters and brothers that go home to those small kids, so they need to be identified and shown that they're loved also. I used to put little gifts on their desks if it was their birthday, you know, things like that. They said, you do those things? I said, yeah, because you want them to know that you care about them, and I would eat lunch with my students, or they would come in my classroom and have lunch. So education's always been a giving, but a sharing as well, because my teachers not only gave me book knowledge, but they taught me about history and our life, our history from slavery on to Jim Crow, etc. So I think that helped me to grow into a better person as well.
Yeah, and I think they're able to relate to you because when I was sharing with some of the young people that I know in this community, and they were sharing some of the things that, because they're home from their breaks right now, and they were sharing that, you know, State Representative Bolden had done some things for them, and one person, you must have been substitute a couple years ago, and shared how they had a conversation with you and how you were so able to just communicate with them, and they were very grateful for it. Because I talk about my friends often, and I try to like I'm important by saying I have a friend named Stephanie Bolden and other people, and when they were going their way, we were talking about the Inspire program. I did share your name, and that's the person I had her as a substitute teacher, and some of the things that you had poured into their life.
Yeah, and you know, and it's one girl who had lost her parents. And was a senior that year. We didn't think that she was really going to graduate. I mean, she was having a really difficult time. I took her under my wing, and we are still friends to this day. When I run into her often somewhere. She's on Facebook. I said I don't go on Facebook, but anyway, I was just elated. And everywhere I am, Pastor, I run into a student that says, oh, Miss Bolden, hi. I said, oh my God. I said, I remember the face, not the name, but I remember that face. And it was just last week. And you know, that's so rewarding. It doesn't have to be in a paycheck, because we weren't worried about how much you can make as a teacher when I started. It was the fact I wanted to go into something that I could feel I could give back. And that's my reward. That's my pay.
That's right.
When I see them come up, or I see success, or even that they're struggling and want to do better, you know? So I can't even describe the emotional feeling or sincerity that I get from that,
So,
from those students. And of Lincoln University, too.
Yeah.
Well, we did a lot at Lincoln, too. I was
You
director
did.
of student activities.
Yes, you did.
And I brought in so many different kinds of programs. And Lisa,
Lisa
was
Bacon.
my
Yes.
assistant, and then she came as director.
And I came behind her.
Oh,
so
did
that's
you?
that's how I knew you so
Okay.
well, because she said who taught me was Stephanie Bolden, who who came behind, and I came behind her.
Okay.
So we all served as student activities director for
Yes.
Lincoln University,
Yes.
and the things that she taught me was phenomenal. But she always give recognition to you. Her name is Johnson now, but it was
Yes.
Bacon at the time, and so that's how I knew you when I first got here. You didn't know me, but I knew you because
I
she had
loved
already.
her. And
Yes.
still do.
Yes.
She's a great person. Yeah.
Yes. And then I wanted to kind of turn a little bit, because I noticed, I came to you privately and I said, listen, I'm trying to build some housing, affordable housing for our seniors. It was a concept. You got busy with saying you need to have a conversation with this person, you need to do this, you need to see what's available here, there, everywhere. And I began to do my homework and do what you shared that I needed to do. And then we fell a little short financially, and saying we're going to need probably some extra funds, but everywhere you told me to go, it was able to produce what it needed to produce. I'm at the point now where I'm getting ready to seal the deal, and we're going to open up this housing. And you told me, she said, well, why don't you think about, going to bond to see if they can give you something. And you happen to sit on that committee, the joint
JFC, right. We allocate funds to bond.
And I think the greatest advice you gave me was to do that, and you led me who you need to go meet with and things of that nature. And we were able to not only seal the deal, but we were able to open up those housing. And who was sitting at the front row right there, and I made sure I let everybody know, Stephanie Bolden.
Right. Well, thank you. I mean, it's a pleasure. When you know people are doing great things and you're looking at housing and you're looking at the need, then it's always there, especially, look, I'm just elated that we continue to move forward in housing, like with Riverside Reach.
Yes.
That program is going up. I think they're getting ready to go in the third phase now. Rebuilding Riverside, beautiful homes and things like that. And we are getting ready to have a senior facility through Ministry of Caring.
Okay.
Marie Villa. We just got financing. Oh, Lord, Brother Ronald doesn't let you breathe. But he worked, and so we were able to allocate funds. That's going to be on Market Street. Okay. And it's going to be a senior. So we need more senior high-rises here, senior programs or senior housing, because seniors are living longer.
Yes.
And they don't want to leave their neighborhoods.
That's right.
And that's what's so important, that what you've done over here, and now you've just built up. I'm amazed every time I come over here.
And we're not done, because the city just gave us some land, and we're going to do some more senior housing on another section of the city, though. We're going to be on, I guess it's the west side, over there on DuPont Street.
Okay.
And the deacons and I are going over on today. We're going over today, and we're going to be praying over that land, and we're getting ready to make it happen. We get ready to make it happen, because, and that's why I'm grateful for you, State Representative Bolden, because you really, you could just wear the title. You could just wear it, and your name recognition would get you into certain doors, but you choose not to do that. You choose to serve. And I'm very grateful for that, because I was a preacher from Philadelphia, a young man from Philadelphia. You could have said, well, we'll try to do something else for him later. But you really invested in Zion Fair. You really invested in Southbridge. And I want to say that, because people don't understand what goes on behind the scene. They may see certain things. I don't mean to cut you off, but they may see certain things. But even here in Southbridge, they are grateful. There's people who have come to me and said, Pastor Curry, I didn't understand what you was doing. I'll throw your name up there in a minute. Said there were people who believed in this, while others were trying to kill it. And I'm grateful for what you've done. That's why, I don't want you to spend any time worrying about whoever is going to run against you. You will have victory, because people know your service. They know your energy level, and they know what you do. And I want to make sure I say that to you in an open form, because in private, I don't care when I call you, when I refer people to talk to you, you've been there for them. And that's why I want to make sure that, we always have that at the front of whatever discussion we have.
Yeah, we connect in so many different ways from Chanel Parker, Mayor.
Oh, yeah.
She was an aide for Marion Tasco, who was my mentor when I first got on council, because there was no other African-American women here in Delaware.
Yeah.
And Ted Blunt introduced me to her. And then when she was here at your service,
church,
she said, oh, I remember. You remember I was a little aide that was, oh, my God, this is unbelievable.
And she asked me, how are you doing quite often? And I said, she's still running.
She is fantastic. She's
is.
doing a great job
She
up
is.
there. And, somebody said to me the other day that you never toot your horn.
Right.
And I don't. And I don't know if that's a weakness and not a strength, because I just never felt that I need to say, oh, well, I did this, I did that, and I'm over here, there. And that's why I think sometimes it may be a downer for me, because a lot of the younger people don't know what I do unless I've been directly in contact with them. They don't even realize, by me living right there on 11th Street, that is something that is very much what other people don't do. A lot of people, when they go in the office, they move. They move into better areas or things like that where they are. They don't want to be, but I'm still there.
Yeah.
And that's a testimony in itself.
Right.
But it's just, my dad was very humble. I'm humble. And I just feel whatever I can do, let it be known, let it be seen.
Yeah. But you have good friends. And I want to say that to you. You don't have to. Sometimes you do need, and I'm trying to pull things out of you even in this conversation we're having, but you have good friends. And I think that speaks to your character. You know the people who you have aligned yourself with, and they have been able to toot your horn. I told somebody I could be in the gym, and I do go to the gym, and there you are. It blew my mind when I saw you sitting on the bike, just twirling. But you have friends. And you are everywhere. And even though some of the younger generation may not know you, it becomes important, people like myself and others, to continue to highlight. Because you're not going to talk about yourself. You're not going to be self-centered. But it's important that you know you do have friends who will talk you up. And as you putting out your literature, I hope that you are allowing your staff and your team to share what you have done, where you have been, and the things that you've done, because you've done a lot. You've done a lot.
We try to. Just some of the other things in reference to education. There was HB 91, which provided free breakfast to public school students, and also we put in $9.1 million for school safety and security. And the biggest thing was $800,000 for rental vouchers for families with school-age kids that are living in shelters or motels. Yeah. So from that education aspect, this is what we look at. These are the things that people don't know or see. And it's not about having a title and a paycheck. My goodness. If some people just want that, then they don't belong in this arena.
Absolutely.
Because it shouldn't be about them or them building.
That's right.
And that's the main part I want to say in terms of education. I just jotted down some things, and those are things that are important that I wanted to do. And with housing, the land bank is the one that that was created. It had some problems initially. It's back, but Bennett Street for over 20 years was drug infested. All those houses have been torn down. There's no home ownership there, and one of my former students, I was there, is a homeowner that's there.
Excellent.
And very, very active. So we built Bennett Street. We're working Pine Street, which I complained about over and over. We have homes built there. And what I like about it and what's going for it is they don't just build 2 homes in one block. They took the entire block, the entire Bennett Street down, and rebuilt all of that. And that was an upscale community years ago when I was a kid in high school. So those areas in housing, and again, and what you have done in housing, and what we continue to do with REACH and with Brother Ronald, it's just going to keep going on and on and on. And like I said, seniors are living longer. And I mean, I was just a lady who celebrated her birthday, was 106.
Yes.
It was on TV.
Yes, yes.
I said, my God.
And was talking and everything. Yes, so I hear you. Yes, yes, yes.
And then, it was SB 116, which was the right of redemption, which allows tenants facing eviction for non-payment to be able to remain in their housing as long as it gives them the opportunity to pay what they owe without putting them on the street.
Right.
And then, but it can't be something that they do over and over and over, from different places.
Right.
So, I just wanted to highlight a few of those things there.
Well, I'm grateful that you are highlighting them, and what we're going to do is we're going to commit to your campaign a commercial from us. We're going to be running it, whether it be from our church, whether it be from our social media platforms, whether it be on Channel 28, because we still have an audience on Channel 28, believe it or not. And we're going to make sure we do that to let the world know that we have a champion. To lose you in the House would be to make a great deficit for the city of Wilmington.
There's only a few of us. Well, there's only 3 of us left to have seniority in the House.
Yes.
And I'm the only African American female.
Yes. And I wanted to make sure that people heard that part. Seniority has its privileges, and people don't understand that. You get a newcomer who comes in and decide they're going to do this, do that, make promises all across the world, and when they get there, realize you're lost in the sauce, and it will take years to be able to build the reputation and the influence that you have with even being on that joint finance committee, which is very powerful.
Yes.
And people need to know that. So I'm very grateful, State Representative Bolden, for all that you've done. We're going to stay committed to you.
Thank
you. And honestly, whatever you need from us, when I say us, I'm talking about the whole weight of Zion Fair. We love you over here. And not only Zion Fair, but myself, you're going to get it from us. We believe by faith, and we believe that you're going to be fine. You keep running a positive campaign. You keep sharing with the people what you're doing. God will continue to give you the strength to do what you're doing because you're doing it from the heart. And when you're doing something from the heart, it's different than when you're doing it from the pocketbook. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy birthday to you. I wish you 100 more birthdays.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that we spend some time highlighting what Stephanie Bolden has done.
And don't forget the T. T's for terrific.
Oh, there you go. Terrific, tough, tenacious. I can just keep going on and on and on.
But trouble, but good trouble.
Okay, there you go. Okay, we can take that one too. Before I go today, I just want to turn to my camera and say to all of you, I want to do a personal endorsement of Stephanie Bolden, and just simply say, for those of you who watch us and who trust the anointing that's on my life, to please recognize that some people you can't replace. At the end of the day, she has been a champion to many of us. She has helped many of us. She's advised many of us. She's tutored many of us. And I feel at this point, we need to make sure that she not only go back to Dover, but she goes back to Dover in full strength. She's not sickly, she's not ill, she is very much vibrant and ready to move and do what she needs to do. I personally am endorsing Stephanie Bolden, and I don't do that. You don't see me getting involved in it, but as I run the commercial at our church, as I run the commercial on my social medias, I'm going to make it clear that this is the candidate who has done a whole lot, have a track record. I call her the trendsetter, the trailblazer, and the torchbearer of righteousness, because she do what is right. And I think that's important without the drama. And that's really important. So at the end of the day, thanks to all of you who watch us every day and every week, rather. And I hope and trust that you enjoyed the show today, whether it be myself giving updates, Ashley and myself, or with State Representative Bolden. It has been a good show. Until the next time, God bless you and be real good.
You've been watching The Sword with host Dr. C.T. Curry and co-host Kobe Owens. Tune in every Sunday at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest episodes. Hear our praiseworthy choirs every Sunday, including the Israel Men's Praise Team.
I feel it inside of me, telling me to go ahead.
The Zion Men's Choir.
We will win. We will fight. We will win.
The Rockin' with Jesus Youth Choir.
Open your mouth, say something. Open your mouth. Open your mouth, say something. Say something. Open your mouth, say something.
The Shabbat Praise Team.
You can have it. Reach up and grab it.
The Dodd Choir.
It's sorrow, my hope for tomorrow.
J.L. Henry Choir. The Jones Family Praise Team.
God is my everything. Come on, y'all, put your hands together. Hey, one more time, God.
And the Judah Youth Praise Team.
Keep on smiling.
Inquire about joining the music ministry by calling the church at 302-652-9114.